Hello everyone. I'm going to pop the welcome screen on while we wait for everyone to come in. Oh. Hello everyone.
Hi.
Okay.
Yeah, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Oh wow,
Lots of chats.
Oh, why are you waiting for me? I just went to go get a glass of water to prepare. And there's a lot of chat going on. Everyone here is okay. Please let us know in the chat if that you've got any issues with volume or imagery.
Okay, I think my volume's quite high.
Your
Got a
volume.
loud voice.
Fab. Let's give it another minute or so, guys, and then we'll get started with our webinar. Thank you all for joining us.
So exciting.
So much information to share with you. Let me just prepare my slides while we're waiting. I'm saying to Becky, it's been a while since we've done an actual webinar, and yeah, just familiarising myself with Zoom again. So do bear with me.
You do it lives, isn't it? I normally get interaction from the live, so it feels so strange to go back to doing things like this, because we used to do this all the time, didn't we? And then obviously doing your lives, you have someone to talk to. So
right, let me pull this up so I'm all prepared.
Be muted. I think they are, aren't they, Sean?
Yeah, everyone can, if you need to chat. It's in the chat box, which I'm going to just have a little look through now and see what everyone is saying. Making sure everyone can hear us okay before we get started. Watching the webinar last week, and yeah, the volume completely went off for like 10 minutes. It was like chat, and everyone was in the chat like, you have no volume, stop, you have no volume. And yeah, it took about 10-15 minutes to realize. So we will be keen to keep an eye on the chat. Oh, there we go. Everyone's saying they can hear us. Okay, shall we get started then? Rebecca? Yes, I want to start by saying thank you everyone for joining us today. You know, we're super excited to talk to you about our subscription model and how that can benefit you and your business, whether that be, you know, you've been watching BBL for a while and you're looking at starting a business, or you may already be a stockist and you're looking to expand and grow. Take on a new machine. Someone's trying to ring me, which is typical. Take on a new machine, or you know, just basically growing your business. So this webinar is for everyone. Normally when we do webinars, they're for a particular group, you know, either for our stockists or either for people who are new to the industry looking to get started. But this one is for everyone, and we're going to touch bases on a lot of subjects which we'll kind of go into a little bit further as we go along. So for those of you who know me or don't know me, I am the founder and CEO of Beauty Lift, Chantel Thompson, and I am the creative drive behind our beautiful machines for one. I don't know if you've seen, we've recently launched 2 new machines, absolutely beautiful machines, great functioning, and I would like to say we have the best machines on the market, but I did design them, so I am going to say that.
Very quiet. They're like children, aren't they, babe?
Definitely. And I'm the visionist for our brand's mission, to make the transition for people into the non-surgical industry as easy and as smooth and as fluid as possible. And my drive behind why I love doing what I do is, you know, I've been in your position. I've been that small business owner that has struggled, you know, like I said, for those of you who don't know, I'll give you a quick brief introduction to my background. So I owned a salon clinic for 5 years. I have felt the pain. I understand how you guys feel and how frustrating it can be to own a business and not actually make money from that business and not bringing profits at the end of the month. And for me, the non-surgical was something I was so passionate about, but there just was no routes for me into the industry, whether that be for training or whether that be for me purchasing a machine. Everything was out of my reach. When Brazilian Beauty Lift was born 7 years ago, you know, that was the drive behind why I do what I do, to make this as easy as possible for you to come into the industry, because I know how lucrative it can be. I know how life-changing it can be, and I know how it can completely transform people's businesses and lifestyles. So that is my reason why. And yeah, I'm Chantel, for those of you who don't know. I'll let Rebecca introduce herself too.
Hi everyone, I'm Rebecca. Everybody will probably know me as Bex. I'm always the crazy one that does the lives most weeks. So yeah, I'm probably the first person that you come through to when you initially make that inquiry. So all your your calls isn't always initially with me at first. I've been with the business since it started, more or less, the journey from the very beginning. I went and decided to have a baby. So I was on maternity leave for a couple of years. And then obviously I've come back now. And Chantel's obviously created all these amazing ideas and all these machines. She's like, guess what? This is the plan. This is what we're doing. And it's just been unreal how much obviously things have changed over the last sort of couple of years since I've come back. And the vision just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, which is so exciting. We always get so excited all the time. When we're together in the office, we're like, oh my God, we've got this coming and that coming. And it's all about you as well, guys. It's all about how we can help you and grow your business. It's not, we have to remember you got us where we are now. So, and it's all about creating those ideas for you. So yeah, it's so exciting what we've got to talk about tonight. So yeah, that's me.
You know who we are. So we'll get straight into the webinar. So you won't actually see myself and Rebecca throughout the webinar, but the slides will be there. You'll obviously hear our voices. If for some reason we break up and you can't hear us, please just let us know in the chat box, because we both will be keeping an eye on that to make sure that everything is going smoothly as it should. So I'm just going to attempt to share my screen with you all. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. I'm just going to stop my video. Can everyone see the slides? Just drop a shout in the box if you can, or if you can. Let me have a little look. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Perfect. Great start. I was expecting to have that whole kerfuffle of trying to share it. Everyone.
We did it. We're not the best technical people, but we get there in the end.
Right, okay, so welcome to our webinar, guys. Over the next 45 minutes, we're going to be going through quite a lot with you. It's going to be a lot of information. So if you have a notepad, make notes or type them in the chat box, and we will do our best to answer everyone's questions as we are going through them. Okay, there we go. So starting your non-surgical business using our Subscribe and Strive subscriptions. Tongue twister. Rebecca's still not got it. I love it.
Can't say it.
Subscribe and Strive, because that is exactly what you are going to be doing. You're going to be subscribing to a subscription and striving and absolutely propelling your business into, you understand. So by the end of the webinar today, you're going to understand exactly how these subscriptions work. You're going to understand how you can utilize them to leverage and maximize your profits within the non-surgical industry, creating your dream lifestyle. And you're going to understand why successful beauty business owners succeed when they strategically deliver high converting treatments. Now, that will all make sense to you by the end of this webinar. Okay. So who and why? So we want to understand a little bit about who is on this webinar today. Okay. So
I've noticed quite a few stockists on here, which is good to see. I don't know if you saw it in the chat before, Naz. I think Shan, I think Naz was one of the first ladies that got the Medisculpt.
Congratulations, Naz.
Absolutely smashing it.
Love that. Absolutely love that. So yeah, we just want to understand who's on this live today. Who are you? Are you already stockists? Do you already have one of our machines? Have you been with us for a long time? Are you new to us? Are you completely new to us? Have you never heard of anything? So we just want to understand who's on, why you're here, and what you're looking to get out of this webinar, so we can make sure that we are delivering everything that we need for you within this time that we have. So just pop in the comments, in the chat, tell me a little bit about yourself, if you're stockist, if you are new to the beauty industry, and what you want to get out of this webinar. Let's have a look. So we've got a couple of completely new. Excites me when we get completely new, because I think you're in for such a surprise.
I know, yeah. No one believes this until they start and they're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing.
Completely new. Got a lot of newbies here tonight. Adele, I'm not a stockist, but I'm completely new to the beauty industry, career change, yeah. Okay.
How many people have you been sat and watched for a while, and compared to how many people have never heard of us before and just recently been popped up on social media?
Let's have a look. There's loads of newbies, absolutely loads of newbies. Stockists, and 12 years, completely new. Charlene, I have my invoice, can't wait to start training. Recently.
Yay!
Completely, you're right. Okay, guys. So we have a nice little mixed bunch today. Nash just started looking at growing my business on the beauty background for 8 years. Nash, you've already grown your business. You've already got our new machine.
I know, yeah. You've been there, you've done it.
Okay, brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Let's have a little look. So we will start by giving you a little bit of information about the brand. Okay, so a lot of you have said completely new. Let's have a look at this one. Charlotte opened a clinic in Liverpool after 15 years in Dubai. Nice. In the aesthetics industry, so you already run your own business. So yeah, definitely got a mixed bunch on this today. So we'll start by talking a little bit about BBL as a brand, you know, what it is we do, what we do best, and give you a brief overview on the brand. So we are the leaders in the UK non-surgical market. And we have a selection, like I mentioned earlier, a selection of beautiful, amazing functional devices that achieve outstanding, jaw-dropping results in such a short space of time. We're very different to our competitors in the market in the way of we don't just supply with a machine. You know, we build a community. We're very for having that strong community, and that's where we believe that the success of our stockists come from. You know, we're part of the same team, we're part of the same company, whether that be you know, stockists that have been stockists for the last 7 years and someone who trained with us today, for example. You are all part of the BBL community. And I'll let Bex talk to you a little bit about, you know, business in the box and how we differ from other stockists.
And that is one of the things I find I get a lot of questions asked when they first come to me and speak to me about our competitors and why we're different. And one of the things I will always say to everyone is that, you know, we're here to make sure that everybody succeeds to the best they possibly can. And when we talk about 10K months, which Shan will touch on that in a minute, we want to get everyone there, whether it's in 2 months' time, whether it's times, whatever your plan is and where you are is at your business level. We know what the machine is capable of in your business. So the business in a box is something we put together to make sure that you have got every single tool you possibly need to hit that 10 grand a month. So when it comes to your branding, when it comes to marketing material to do with before and after pictures, there's so many people out there as a new person, whether you're new in beauty, or whether you're just generally, you know, bringing on a new treatment. One of the first things is, where am I going to get my before and after pictures? Is this real? You know, all these types of questions all the time. People have. That's some of the reasons why people don't make that choice to go ahead in the first place, because they need to have them before and after pictures. They need that result there and then, and we give you that. I think you get a pack of over 50 before and after pictures in your starter pack on your online training that we provide for you. Not only that, we provide you with your consultation forms for your clients. You become a stockist on our website. So anybody that inquires for your treatment in your postcode area, you would come up to say you stock our machine. You come under a brand that is the marketing leader. So you're not just your own company now, you're your own company plus us as a branding. And that's massive, just to have that community and the support. And when it comes to our stockists and their sort of, you know, you can share each other's pictures. So you could be based in Scotland and you can share somebody else's pictures in London, and you'd be like, oh my God, look at this amazing bum lift today. This is done by, and as long as you are tagging that other person, it's like you've got thousands of people doing in advertising for you. And that's that community that Chantal is built, you know, as part of BBL. And that is why we are so different to everybody else. The other companies will just provide you with a machine and training. We provide you with everything else that you need to be able to set in your business up. And we've done it over and over and over again. And it's worked for every single person that we've done it for, that does what we tell them to do.
Yeah, I think for me, if you're serious about business and you're serious about, you know, starting in the non-surgical industry and really growing your business, we have options for you. We have multiple business courses that you can do. We're always doing business lives. We're always doing business webinars. Because for me, business is, the understanding how a business works and being able to incorporate that into your business and roll that out and see the growth and see the vision is huge. So we want to make sure that if you are ready to do this, and we're not saying everyone's going to succeed, because everyone's not going to succeed. Everyone's not got what it takes to succeed. And ultimately, you guys are accountable for your business and accountable for everything around your business. But we do all that we can to help that, to make that as smooth and as fluid as possible. And like Rebecca said, the business in the box works a dream, because it just means that you don't have that worry, especially if you're setting up a new business. The last thing you want to be thinking about, is how are you going to generate new customers? What's your social media going to look like? Where am I getting my marketing material from? We make sure that we give you everything that you have to get off on the right foot. And as long as you've got that drive and you understand that this is a business that you're going to grow, and you understand where you want to get to, and people's dream and people's aspirations are completely separate. We have, Rebecca will tell you later, as when we go through some of our stockists, some people want to be making £10,000 a month. That is their dream. They understand if they hit that £10,000 a month, it means they can drive the dream car, it means they can live in the dream house, it means they can go on their dream holidays. And we have stockists on the flip side who are not financially driven, but at the moment they're working 9 to 5, 6 days a week. They've got young children that they would love to spend that time with them children, with the kids. Their drive is more, I want to still earn a full-time wage, £2,000-3,000 a month, but I want to work a day a week. I don't want to be in work every day to earn that amount of money. So depending on what your drive is, we give you everything that you need to get to where you want to be. And as long as you have that drive within you and you're accountable for your own actions, then we do what we can to get you there. And just kind of briefly picking up again from, where BBL came from. I know I gave you a little bit of information at the start about myself and my drive behind BBL. We initially started this business, and our main stockists, our main clientele was smaller beauty businesses. Okay, so people who are maybe self-employed, people who have been employed but want to go self-employed, but they're still fairly smallish businesses. And over the past 7 years, we have grown dramatically. Larger clinics, doctors, nurses, people in the medical industry are looking at what we've been doing and saying, wow, how are they getting those results? And why are they paying a fifth of the price of the devices that we're paying? So it's kind of opened up the market for us. We work with anyone from someone who was wanting a career change. We've had police officers. Bex, who else have we had? Give me some.
People in the fire service, general mechanical engineering, completely the opposite to beauty. I think the biggest thing for us is people have a dream and people enjoy it, and you always find, especially in beauty, where you find that you had to get a job because you got married and you had children, and it wasn't necessarily the job that you always wanted to do, but then you really didn't really know how to get into the industry, or you have the mindset of people thinking, I'm either too old, or I couldn't go back to college, or there's loads of different types of situations where people have thought, I can't do it. And actually anyone can. And I think that's from a business perspective, we can help anyone from the age of 18 right there to the way to when people, the age of people want to retire. And I think that, you know what I mean? You just generally, within beauty, find it's been people's passion for years, but they just don't know how to then go and get their education behind it. So we've worked with such a variety of different backgrounds, people that have obviously been in beauty for a long time and then want to get into the non-surgical, and then obviously people that have just, like Shan said before, they've just never, police officers, doctors, nurses, fire people. It's mad, it's crazy.
Yeah, and I think that will always be at the core of our business, regardless of how big Brazilian Beauty Lift gets. How many clinics and doctors and nurses, and obviously we would say, obviously you don't know, but one of our devices is going through its medical testing. So as much as we grow as a business, that core drive of our company as being small businesses will always be there, regardless of, you know, we've had this a crazy 2 years, you know, with the inflation of everything, inflation of our manufacturing, inflation of everything. Our core drive is to still make this as affordable as possible for you to get started in the industry. And this is why we've come up with the subscription model. But we'll get into that a little bit further as we go on. What have we got there? I'm a prison officer, need to get out, not good for mental health. I don't blame you, Katrina, at all. I think we've had actually a couple of
we have, yeah. And do you know what? We have a lot of people that's come from nursing as well. People that still want to be able to work in an industry where they help people. Because this comes under beauty, but you're also changing people's lives about how they feel about their body. So you've still got that aspect of being able to have that. And that's what obviously a lot of people go into nursing, midwifery, anything like that, especially around that. Not that I hate that word, but COVID is having an effect on the NHS massively, and any sort of public service really. It's had such a dramatic change on things. So we've helped a lot of people that have just managed their own mental health, but also being able to want to help other people is a big thing for this industry.
Yeah, definitely. So that's a little bit about Brazilian Booty Lift, a little bit about our past and a little bit about our future of where we are headed. And hopefully you guys will be joining us. So I'm sure you've seen this a lot on our Instagram, you know, 10K months. What does that feel to you? Like, you know, what feelings come up when we say you could be earning £10,000 a month? Does that sound unrealistic? Does that sound like it's so far from where you are now? Or is that kind of like, you know, I'm already there, but I'd like to do it again? You know, some people saying dreams can come true. I would love to hit 10K months. That would be a dream. So a lot of you are all dreaming, okay? So you feel like you are. You probably feel like you're so far from that is not possible. Let me tell you, over the past 7 years, I have watched hundreds of beauty bosses start and scale their BBL business. And when I say scale, I mean scale to 10K months in a short amount of time. And as much as it might seem like a dream to you now, people still saying a dream, that's a dream to be made true. You know, you are in control of your future. That what we do is we provide you with the opportunity to sculpt, and excuse the pun, to sculpt your own destiny and your own future. Like, we cannot do any more for you than that. But I just want to kind of, I mean, Bex will touch upon a couple of stockists in a moment, but when we break down how that's possible to everyone, so people come to us all the time, we see it, you know, there's no way I can make 10K a month. How is that ever going to be possible? And we break it down and we say, right, well, you know, you've got your business plan, you know what you're doing, you've got your device, you've trained, you've got everything that you need to do that. And actually, it's bringing in 5 courses of treatments a week. So you need 5 customers a week for a month to hit 10K. 5 customers booking courses, or 5 customers a day with individual treatments for 5 days a week. And you will be hitting, in fact, it's probably even less than that, depending on what you're charging per treatment, between say 4 to 5 treatments a day, or 1 to 4 customers a month booking.
Guys, we actually have, and I'm going to go through briefly in a second through some of our stockists that are currently have done it very, very quickly. Some of them have done it over a period of time. But, you know, we have some girls that work 3 days a week and does 10 grand a month. Don't get me wrong, they're long days, but they work 3 days a week. So a lot of people find at the moment that you would think, oh my God, that's virtually impossible. I'm going to be working till God's end. And you generally don't. It's all about making sure that you're planning. That's really important. And planning ahead with your treatments and getting people booked in. And then it just becomes easy, because when you're advertising things on your social media platform, or however you're doing your advertising, if you only get 10 people a day that inquire on that treatment, and you only have to convert 1 into a course, which, by the way, the majority of people now book courses. And again, that is something that me and Shan have put in together within your business in a box, because we talk about your pricing and that comes up quite a lot in training, but we help you with that. So you're not in the dark. You're not thinking, oh my God, where do I even price myself out? It's very, very consistent across the whole business, and all our stock is what the prices are. So you could have somebody that goes to, I don't know, somebody that's had a treatment done before and they come to you because that person's too busy and they can't fit them in. So now they're coming to you. That price would more or less be the same. And that's the great thing about it. You know, if you're charging £500 for a course 5, which by the way is so reasonable, you know, you could go and pay for liposuction, it costs you 10 grand. So your perception around costing has to be, you know, it's 500 quid is really reasonable. Like Shan said before, that's one a day, 5 days a week, it's 10 grand a month. And it's all just converting one customer. And that is how easy it is. Regarding stock wise, obviously Shan had obviously mentioned about me going through the girls that have done it, and I don't know if any of you guys are on here, and I wish I could list every single one of you, but I would be here till next week. So I've literally, you know, our stockists over probably the last 6 to 12 months, that obviously that are at the top of my brain, because I'm always talking to these stockists all the time and making sure that everybody's all right. Kelsey Hughes is one of my girls that she makes me so proud. I don't even know if she's on here, but she really does. When she first initially came to me for, you know, her first initial inquiry, she was quite shy. The confidence she'd had a bridal shop, I think, for 12, 13 years, completely. That was her industry that she knew through and through. But she also had and saw a gap in the market for customers coming to her that COVID had a massive impact on people's, the way that they felt in themselves and their body and putting on weight. And then they had these wedding days booked that they found that they had to obviously get the wedding out the way, and they felt uncomfortable about being in their dress on the wedding day. So she saw a gap in the market, and she completely and utterly took herself. She bought the 102 machine, which is our original body machine, in November. She has now smashed it that much. She converted a garage into a little house in a garden. She's actually sold a bridal shop because she figured out that she could earn triple the money that she made in a whole year in a bridal shop. And now she's got a new machine, and she trained with this in November. And she's somebody that's never done beauty before ever in her life. And she came to us for, I noticed something in the chat before about people asking about the background that you need to come from. She had no beauty qualifications. We provided her and supported her with her anatomy and physiology level 2 and 3 to be able to come onto the course, which is done from home. And then she comes to academy training. So she's one. We've got Amy Wapple. She has been one of our long-standing stockists. She's sort of been with us from the very, very beginning, really. And she's just grown and grown and grown as a stockist, and she's now obviously got our new machine. She's always been consistent. She's always been hitting financial levels, which is what she should be hitting at, and she's just worked with us. She's just a great stockist. You've probably seen quite a lot of stories about us changing people's lives and cars and vision boards. People have vision boards all the time, and we always talk about it, don't we, Shan, about having that vision on where you want to be. And a lot of our girls have had that. So Jessica Landon was another girl that we've worked with. You might have seen a story on our Instagram page. She bought a Range Rover within the first 4 months of working with us as a business. She obviously had put her children into private education. She's in the process of buying a new house, and she's opened a new clinic of her own. She rented a room initially at the beginning, and she's probably done that in about 10 months, I think now. Completely and utterly changed her life. But Jessica, it probably took her about 12 months from the initial conversation to when she actually decided to go ahead. And me is my background in working in sales, and the way I approach things is, we're not a forceful company. We will never try and make you feel uncomfortable about going ahead and buying with us. We're all about making sure it's right for you, because when it's right for you, it's right for us. And then that's what's going to make you, again, that accountability, take your business to the next level, because you're ready to do that. Because of all the tools we give you, there's no possible thing that we could give you any more of, apart from you having that drive to make it success for you. And that's what Jessica did. So from the initial conversation to when she first actually bought the machine was about 12 months. We've got another lady, Hamna. She literally, again, is gone initially, from doing lashes, basic sort of beauty treatments from the very beginning. She wanted to take things to the next level. She actually had a full-time job not in beauty, but had obviously done beauty before. And then she just did this in the evenings. I think she actually only did it 2 days a week in the evenings and 1 day at the weekend. For the first 4 weeks, she made $4,000 from them 2 days, literally in her first 4 weeks after training. She did a lot of work before training, which is also really important when we give you that business in a box. There's a bit of a waiting period from when you train to get your machine, and that's that time where you're going to really drive your business forward, start advertising, booking people in. We can support you and help you with as much as you possibly need information wise. One of the things that, again, we strive upon is a business. We're always on the end of the phone. It doesn't matter. We will always answer any questions. Our trainer, Megan, she will always answer questions that you need if you're unsure before training of anybody that's asking you about inquiries. At the end of the day, realistically, you come to training, you get your machine delivered that week, and you want people booked in the day after, and you literally that's how your business will roll. And it's suddenly, before you know it, you're getting people booked in for December, and that is how the business plan works. So I'd like to keep on talking about all my great girls and boys that we've got as stockist wise. There's hundreds of stories that I could sit and tell you, and one of the things that come up so much is people are so grateful because people have been where you are right now. Like Shan said at the beginning, there's loads of newbies on here tonight, so which is great. And there'd be so many people thinking, yeah, okay, yeah, that's it. That they're going to say that about the business, where actually we have a whole social media on our social media of anyone that you can contact, any of our stockists. You can have conversations with our stockists, and they will tell you themselves it's changed their lives dramatically though. Just even the financial freedom is one thing, but also being able to love their job. I don't know how many people that are on this live right now that go to work every day and have either anxiety around going to work, they hate the job, but they've got to go to work because it's money's life. Unfortunately, that's what we've got to do. We have to make money to live. So, but for you to then change that mindset of actually really loving your job, and that is what I feel that so many people that I've worked with over the last 5 or 6 years is the biggest thing that we change for people, that they really love their job. And you can grow so organically in the sense of start with a 102 machine, which is how we've done it over the last sort of 3 or 4 months, introducing the new machines, and having that clinic available for you to do the 102 and then bring a therapist on to take on that 102, and then you obviously take on the new machine. So you're then scaling your business even more because they're bringing in that 10 grand a month, you're paying them a salary, and then obviously you've got your new machine as well, and you just grow and grow and grow. So ultimately it starts at 10 grand a month, guys, and then you can grow that to as big or as little as you want. I'm going to stop talking now, Shan.
You always have a lot to say. We all always have a lot to say. Did Hannah saved up, didn't she, and bought the new
machine in cash? Yeah. She did, yeah. In what, 2-3 months? I think she had, because everything, it's on pre-order, the machine, because we're so busy. So the 102, she basically wanted to know how much she needed to pay cash for the new machine in that 3 months period, and she did it. She did, yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you, Bex. Not to mention, we've not even mentioned the results of our devices. So we've touched upon, what it can do for your business financially, what it can do for you and your lifestyle, and, getting you out of a job that you don't necessarily love at the moment, or to help you grow your business. But we've not spoken about the results. Now, there's some before and after pictures here, guys. I'll leave them up for a minute for you to have a quick look over. So these are all after 1 session. Well, no, sorry, I'm lying. I was looking at the first 3. The first 3 are after 1 session. So you can see the top left-hand side, with the stretch mark reduction, the guy with the abs, and let me just say, every picture that we post or every picture that we share with you on our socials, obviously on this webinar, it's not our work. We don't do treatments, okay? We only provide the machine and the training. This is all pull from what our stockists are doing in their own clinics and in their salons and within their businesses. Again, you can see the tummy tightening on that third image. Insane. Imagine being able to walk into a clinic and walk out with those type of results an hour later. This is what makes BBL so successful. The results that we get are insane. Like, it's actually unbelievable. Like, we have stockists say all the time, and we all laugh. Like, they'll say, "Oh, we've had customers in, like, they don't believe me that it's real." You know, I let them take the picture on their phone for the before and afters. And she said, they just say, like, we just laugh because we know we're going to get results and you're going to be back. Again, then after 5 sessions on the weight loss side of things, and you can see there, that's one of our before and afters on the Meditone facial as well. So just to give you an idea, you know, it's not just about, you know, financially gaining within your business. It's about making people feel good, and it's about giving them the option to not go for surgery. Surgery is so dangerous. It's dangerous, it's expensive, you know, it's not permanent, you still have to keep up with surgery. And we're giving customers an alternative, a safer, more realistic alternative that is affordable and it's maintainable, so they can maintain that result. And, you know, it's not as dramatic. I spoke to a lady a few months ago, and she'd had 3, was it BBL, like the surgical BBLs in Turkey, and she hated it from her very first one. She'd gone back for 2 corrective surgeries because you don't know what you're going to wake up to. She woke up a completely different shape to what she imagined, and there's not much you can do once you're in that position. So giving customers that safer alternative than to go for surgery, I think is one of our, again, main benefits for them. So
holiday either, guys, so you have to, you literally already gone for the year because you're recovering from surgery.
True. You know, you can do this on your lunchtime, no downtime for your customers, so it's a great option for them. Okay, so let's get down to so just having a quick look at a few of people's comments here, because they're making me laugh a little bit. I've got a client having 2 areas tomorrow, paying £1,200. Agreed. Price it high, don't price it low. That must be a stockist who already knows. I've had a chat with Becky recently. I've decided to go full-time in my beauty business. By October, I'm getting a machine, in caps, I am getting the machine. It's going on my vision board. Love that. Okay, so let's have is there any offers on? So yes, guys, we do have an offer. I don't know if I mentioned at the beginning, there's an offer for you guys at the end of this webinar, so hold tight. We will get to that shortly. Okay, so Subscribe and Strive subscriptions, which is why you guys are here today, to find out exactly how they work and what they can do for your business. And I know it's a little bit of a tagline there, but life is full of commitments. You know, we commit to a lot of things. You know, we only have opportunities to do things if we sign for long periods of time, you know, big commitments. So we wanted to make getting your beauty machine as easy as possible for you. And that's what we are all about. We launched the subscriptions only not so long ago.
April,
was it? Yeah.
1st of April we launched it.
And the main reason why we launched a subscription model is, you know, not everyone has great credit. Not everyone, you know, wants to take out a loan to purchase a machine. You know, it might be that you want to get a mortgage, or there's other things that you have going on in your life that would mean you wouldn't want to commit to owning the machine and having that financial, that larger financial commitment over to you. And it might be that you're a stockist already, you know, you've got a machine and you know it already works, you're looking to grow your business, you're wanting to take on a second machine, and subscriptions may be the way forward for you. So again, it's just about opening up options for you. You know, it's less of a commitment. We've got flexible payments, and you've got the option between pay as you go and all inclusive, which we're going to go into a little bit more now. There we go. So Bex, do you want to talk through the difference between our all-inclusive subscriptions and our pay-as-you-go?
Of course I will. Right. So our pay-as-you-go subscription is a sort of, I don't want to use the word cheaper option because that isn't the case, but it's not. It's basically you'll be paying for your machine every month. And it's a little bit more affordable, I suppose, on the pay-as-you-go side of things. However, obviously you haven't then got that no worrying when you're going on the all-inclusive plan, because your all-inclusive plan will cover you for everything basically. So your annual services, your parts, your labour, obviously any engineers coming out to do sort of look at your machine, and obviously a new machine if needs be. So it's that security really to have that option available, rather than obviously having that on your pay as you go and then having to pay for something if anything happens for your machine. But the actual pricing, guys, in a lot, but I bet you're thinking, oh my god, it's going to cost a bit. It actually isn't a lot on a monthly basis, the difference between your pay as you go to your all inclusive. But it just gives you that no worry basically if anything happens with your machine. So yeah.
Yeah, the all-inclusive package is my favorite because I feel like, and that is what most people have gone for.
Yeah.
It just gives you, you know what you're paying each month. There's no surprises. If anything happens to your device, i.e., a head stops working, or you have any type of functional issues, we will rather replace that part immediately, or we'll send you a replacement machine. So you never have to worry about, any repair costs, any servicing costs, because like Beck said, that's all included in the all-inclusive packages. So whatever whatever option you choose is what you will pay every month, regardless what happens. And then obviously the pay-as-you-go option, you've got your cheaper options per month, but you do have to budget for things like servicing and repairs. Okay. So what are the bonuses of subscriptions? Why would you want to take a subscription out over, say, for example, our government funding options or our business finance options? What makes a subscription different? Okay. Now, not one model suits everyone. So for one customer, a subscription might be brilliant. For another customer, the government funding may be what they want to do. And for another customer, they may just want business finance. Okay. So there's no right or wrong option. It's just whatever suits you and whatever sits right, resonates with you more out of our options to get you started. But this is just another option for you guys. So the bonuses of a subscription is that there's no hard credit checks, which is quite a big thing for a lot of people. You don't want to have hard credit check, credit searches on your credit file if it can be avoidable. It might be that, like I said earlier, you want to apply for a mortgage or you've got something financially going on that you just don't want that to be an issue for you. So subscriptions would be the option for that. You can upgrade your machine at any time with our flexible subscriptions, and we've made it that way to make it flexible for you. You can have multiple subscriptions active at once. So it may be that you want to take the 102 machine and the Meditone machine and combine them together and have both subscriptions running at the same time. That's completely doable. You're only liable for your subscription term and not for the full machine price. So again, like what we touched upon earlier, if you don't want to purchase your machine outright, you don't want to have that financial outlay, you are only liable for the subscription term that you choose, whether that be 1, 2, or 3 years. And simply monthly fixed payments, which is what we just mentioned with the all-inclusive and the pay-as-you-go options. So that's anything you want to add to that, Bex?
No, I think it covers it quite well. I feel like I got really excited when we talked about subscriptions because for me, I'm obviously the girl that I speak to everyone initially at the very beginning. And again, I'm going to touch upon this horrendous word, COVID. I know I keep saying I'm not going to talk about it, but it has affected so many people financially. It's affected people's credit. If people, we know what that dreaded credit score can look like. Sometimes you could have paid, always paid things on time until COVID come along, and then suddenly you miss 2 payments and it's completely shattered. So anybody that it's try to get finance and have that anxiety over the credit score. That credit score gives people anxiety. People check it all the time. And having that for me was such a big thing, because we are able to now support so many people that we weren't able to support because you had to go and get a loan or you had to go and get some sort of finance. Even when we talked about, if anybody's obviously done some research on the business before tonight, you would know about our government loan that we get. It's still a loan, guys. So whether it's funding or not, it's still a start-out loan that you would need to go through an application for and get credit checked. So again, that was a stumbling tool for people that wasn't able to get that at the beginning. So subscriptions for me was music to my ears, because it was something that we were able to then to support so many people, but also having that flexibility of, in 3 years time, and I don't know how you guys purchase cars or anything like that, but my car's on a lease. So you get dead excited when you first buying a car, and you're like, oh my God, and driving it all the time and thinking, oh yeah, I love it. And then within 3 years time, you're bored of it at that point, or you want to upgrade it with something else, or you love it, but you just want a newer version of it. And the subscription gives you that. So I think for me, from a business perspective, it's supporting you guys, and it's proven again that we've listened to what you guys need from a business perspective, and how we can sort of help with that. And I think Shani will probably agree with people that with the 102 now, and they're wanting to be able to upgrade their machine. And when we didn't have the subscription available at the point of, now it's been able to support people with that, hasn't it? Being able to have that additional machine on and not have to go and get another loan to be able to buy another machine. They can just have it on a subscription basis. And it's really helped people to be able to grow their business as well.
This is what we're here for. We're here to give you the options. Ultimately, you have the choice on whether this business is the right business for you. And if it is, what is the best way for you to go ahead? So I think just for you to have them options is what we are trying to do for you guys. Okay, so leveraging subscriptions to increase your income. So what do I mean by leveraging subscriptions? So in a nutshell, okay, so you're looking at your subscription prices. So say, for example, if you had a subscription on a 102 at, say, £250 a month, okay? And how you can utilize that payment. Okay, so what you need to see is, yes, you've got your outlay of X amount, whatever machine, depends on what machine you go for, would depend on what the cost is going to be. We'll go through that. I think it's in the next slide, or maybe the slide after. But what you need to look at, it's not a car, it's not something that's depreciating and that you can earn an income from. This is an asset to you, and the fact that you can pay that on a monthly basis, knowing that you can then be earning 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, £10,000 a month off that machine. If you are hitting your £10,000 a month, only 2% of that is going to your subscription payment. The rest of it is profit. I don't think we've touched upon that yet. And for those of you who don't know, consumables with our devices are so low that you're looking at nearly 100% profit on a treatment. So what does that mean? So if you charged £150 for a treatment for an hour, unlike most other beauty treatments where you would have your outgoings of, your products, and anything that you would use, consumables that you would use to complete that treatment, with this, you don't really have that. So it's costing you less than 50 pence a treatment to do, and you're charging £150. So, it's looking at how you can leverage the subscription. And for me, I would be looking at like, hell, how am I going to get 10 people in my salon offering this treatment? I'm paying £250 a month for the machine, and it's bringing me in £10,000 profit. Okay, so it's about leveraging this opportunity to create income. Hope that's making sense. So anyone, just drop anything in the comments if that doesn't make sense. Do you know the electric usage when the machine is on? Do you know what we do actually?
This all the time. This question keeps coming up. I should know this by now.
It's very low. It's very low. It's pennies. I think it was like 7p an hour or something. It's really, really low. And then obviously any other consumables. Someone's put, mine uses 49p a day, which with 6 to 7 clients a day, which would make sense. I said about 7p, didn't I? It's a little bit round about that amount. Yeah, you just need to see this as it's a very profitable treatment to offer, and the fact that you can leverage that off a subscription. You're not paying 30, 40, 50,000 pounds for a machine. You can leverage the subscriptions to get you to where you need to be financially with that. Really great return on investment. If you was an investor, this would be your investment that you would want to be investing in. Strategically deliver high converting treatment. So this is kind of where we're going to touch upon businesses that do well and businesses that don't do well. And again, I have been in that position. I have been that business that wasn't doing well. Okay, I was the one who was fully booked Monday to me. In fact, we even opened Sundays. It was a very, very busy salon. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't think that I had a business that people wasn't coming through the door, because they was. But it was just getting to the end of the month, every single month, and there just wasn't the profit in the business. By the time I paid the staff, I paid all my outgoings, all my overheads, there just wasn't that profit there. And it was only when I really started to break down why is that? Why are I have a successful business, but why am I not seeing that financially? And when you look into the treatments that you offer, I'm sure we've got some beauty therapists on here that are doing nails or brows or lashes. And when you look at your actual profit within that, we do an exercise in one of our business courses, and we get you to really break down, and we want to know exactly what you are earning per hour, per day, per week, per month. And it shocks us. We've had stockists cry. Like, they've literally cried and gone, oh my God, like, I didn't realize I'm working for free. I am literally working for free. So introducing a treatment that is going to really deliver high converting profits is what you need to be doing. You can't keep staying in that cycle. Times are moving on, treatments are developing, there's more treatments on the market, and customers are educated. Customers want these new treatments. They don't want the old things. They want the new things. So it's about just staying relevant and making sure that the treatments that you are spending your precious time on are actually converting for you and converting into a profit, not just an income. Like, we have had a conversation with a lady, I think it was last week, and she does aesthetics. She's quite really successful. She's very busy all the time, but she just said, I'm fed up of feeling like I'm earning a lot of money. The money's coming into the bank, but then it's going back out on the pharmacy bills. She was like, and actually I'm not making that much profit. And when we explained, what BBL can do, she was like, wow. So technically I could spend my time that I spend now offering a treatment like this, knowing that it's practically 100% profit. It's just, it makes sense, guys. It completely makes sense. Okay. So why is BBL so in demand? I feel like I've missed something. No, I haven't, but just pop in any comments in there, guys. What type of treatments do you offer at the moment, and do you know what your average profit is? It'd be very interesting to see if that resonated with anyone on the call. Let us know. Keep an eye out. So why is BBL so in demand? Like I just mentioned, then it's a relevant treatment. It's a treatment that is giving people very fast results, and that's what people want nowadays. It's you look at the cryo machines, the old what's the word I'm looking for, like the cryo freezing devices, and you have to wait 3 months to see results. Like, who wants to do that? Who wants to wait 3 months to see the results of a treatment? They just don't. So with BBL, that is one of our main selling points, is that the results are pretty much instant for a lot of people.
I'm just going to interrupt you there, Shan. I've got one of my friends today. She came in and did, she was a model on training. So she had an express treatment done. And one of the girls on training, unfortunately, couldn't have the treatment done. So we got a model in. She just messaged me now saying, mate, I've just had a bath and oh my God, I actually cannot believe the results in. After one half an hour session, I'm in. Where can I get it done? So yeah, just interrupted. And obviously, she's obviously just messaged me now. But again, that's half an hour, guys. That's an express treatment, half an hour coming and obviously being a model and training. Imagine that. And I actually messaged her back saying, imagine what that would be after a course of 5. So yeah, just putting it out there.
I love that. You know, the reputation of our brand, like I said, we are the UK's leading non-surgical trainers and machine suppliers. So you have that reputation of the Brazilian booty lift. Like, we are the Brazilian booty lift. We are the only Brazilian booty lift. I think the fact that the treatment was speaking about this today, wasn't with with weddings, but I think the fact that the treatment's suitable for so many people, you know, people wanting to lose weight, people getting ready for the weddings, for holidays, muscle building, you know, stretch mark removal, facial contouring, postpartum, you know, after you've had a baby, getting back to kind of strengthening your stomach muscles with the Meditone, or correcting your stomach tone with the Medisculpt or the 102. This treatment is for people. So you've not just got even though it's a niche treatment, which is great, it's not a niche audience. You know, your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your sister, it's such a wide demographic of people that can actually have the treatment, unless they've got a specific medical condition which would prevent it. It is for anyone who is looking to improve their skin, their muscle tone, their stretch marks, their cellulite, they're wanting to lose weight, you know, they're wanting to change the shape of their body. The options are never ending. So the fact that it opens up that market for you just creates such a demand, because it isn't a niche treatment. And the fact that, again, we keep coming back to it, you know, it's the little touches. We are always like, where was we at? We was at an exhibition last month, and you know, people was like, wow, you've even got branded tape measures, you even got branded this and branded that. And I was like, yeah, because it's the whole customer experience. You know, what's your customer's experience with Brazilian booty lift? What's your experience with Brazilian booty lift? And we're so passionate about that I think that's what creates the demand around the treatment, as well as obviously amazing results and everything else that comes with it. But we definitely do focus on those little touches, what make all of the difference. Just gonna have a little look in the comments. Do you have anything to cover on that, Bex, before we move slides?
No, babe, that's it. I think, no, that's it.
So here is our Medisculpt machine. So Medisculpt is our face and body device. Okay, so we'll just really briefly run through what our machines do, so you have a little bit of an idea. So with the face and body, you can do all of your body contouring that the 102 machine does. So your Brazilian booty lift, bingo wings, back fat, thigh gap, your thighs. And in line with that as well, you can also do facial contouring. So cheek contouring, jowl removal, chin tightening, eyebrow lift, wrinkle reduction. When I was designing this device, like, I wanted to put as much as possible for you guys on this one machine. Okay, I wanted it to be the super machine on the market, and I know there's no devices in the world, I'm saying it right now, you can go, you can research, you can look, there's no device in the world that has all of the elements that our machine has. Okay, and I know that because our machine is going through its medical testing. It's pretty much nearly there now. It will have its medical status very, very soon, and there's no comparable devices. Okay, they look to compare this with somebody else's device to say this is a comparable device, and there is none. Okay, we have pulse and twist technology. We have the pulse and twist handle, which is really, really great for intense cellulite treatments. And it's great for you as a business because it means you can upsell additional things like your stretch marks and your cellulite onto existing treatments. So instead of making £150 an hour, you can add an extra £75 on for the additional treatments if your customer needs it. So yeah, this is our little baby Medisculpt. She's beautiful as well, isn't she? Of course. So you can just see a few of the before and afters there as well. So these are all after one session. Little Lana there, my little fave, the lady on the top left-hand side. She actually entered one of our competitions 2 years ago to win a machine, and she didn't win, unfortunately. She kept saying, like, listen, I really want to do BBL. She's very much about the skin and the face. She does a lot of facial treatments. And yeah, she was back and forth for quite a while. I know Becky was mentioned earlier about people, it's just not the right time. And as soon as we launched our Medisculpt, she was like, yeah, this is the one for me. I want to concentrate on the face. Face is what I love. And this is just going to complement everything else that I do. Yeah, so you can see there, that's Lana. And then some more before and after pictures there. And it just the overall skin rejuvenation. You've got your glow up facials. We also include in the training dermaplaning and chemical peel training. So you do get a lot. It's a 2-day intensive training course for this particular device. Okay. And then we have our Meditone, which is completely new to the market. It works on muscle stimulation. Okay. So as the 102 and the Medisculpt is working on, skin tone, fat layers, cellulite, things like that, your muscle tone is actually building muscle. So they work together beautifully because it means you can work on the muscles, you can work on the fat, and you can work on the skin tone. Or this device on its own is great. If people are working out at the gym and they're just wanting to really enhance the muscle tone, it's equivalent of doing 25,000 sit-ups in a half an hour treatment. Okay, and we talk about, again, leveraging the subscriptions for your benefit. These are just half an hour treatments. Okay, and if you do offer other beauty treatments, you can be doing that at the same time. So if you already do lashes, there's no reason why somebody couldn't be having a treatment done with the Meditone and the lashes done at the same time. It's really is about working smart and not working hard, and this device definitely does that. Right, guys, so here's what you've been looking for, the prices. Do you want to talk them through the prices there for me, Bex?
Yeah, of course I can. So so you've got 102, the Meditone and the Medisculpt, okay? So your deposits, this is your upfront payment, guys, okay? So this is what obviously pays for your training, your business in a box, your marketing material, everything that we've spoke about today. That is what that payment is for, okay? At the moment, as it stands, the Medisculpt and the Meditone are both on pre-order because we've had the Big XL London show, and we're just inundated with machines. So that is currently on pre-order. However, that means that you would pay your upfront cost, and then you wouldn't obviously make your first payment until you've got your machine. So again, it's that time period again, guys. From now, we're probably looking at the end of July that you would get your Medisculpt, and that would be ordering this week, next week, for that machine to get to you in July. So that would obviously give you your time for marketing, and we are able to offer you the 102 machine in the interim period, okay? So you would be able to then do your body treatments, all right? So your payments for the 102 would start at £250, and then obviously for your Meditone it's 300, and then your Medisculpt is 425. So this is obviously for your pay-as-you-go option, okay? So yeah. So that's where the prices are, guys.
Okay, yeah. So like Rebecca said, we have the prices is very varied. So depending on what subscription you go for, how many months you take your subscription over, your price, and the prices will vary. But this just kind of gives you an overall view of what you're looking at paying as a deposit and what you're looking at paying as a minimum monthly payment. Again, if the deposit is an issue for you, we have alternative options, whether that be that we look at a different way of financing for you, i.e. a government funding option or a finance option, which doesn't require a deposit. Or we have quite a few stockists who, this is what they want to do. They want to take a subscription, but they don't necessarily have the deposit down just yet. We can schedule your training for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line, and you can just start paying off that deposit. We can put payment plans in place for you until you reach your deposit amount, but then at least then you're going to be training. So say, for example, if you thought, right, it's going to take me 4 months, I need to get that deposit together. I want a Medsculpt and I need to get that deposit together. We can go, right, okay, it wouldn't actually be with us, it would be with Smart Start, but they can go, right, okay, well, let's put your plan together for 4 months. We can book your training in with BBL, so you book your training in with us. So 4 months down the line, that's when you're going to be doing your training. Yeah. So then you can save up for your deposit, come on training, and then your monthly payments then begin. So there's options for everyone. And yeah, this is what we are here for, guys. Okay. So simple steps. How can you get started? So step 1, you're going to choose the machine that's suitable for you. What is it you want to do? Do you just want to do the body? Do you want to do the face and body? Do you want to work on muscle tone? And then you pick your preferred subscription. So what subscription works best for you? Would you prefer to have a 1 year, a 2 year, and a 3 year? Okay. So the prices are slightly higher for the 1 year. Obviously, you get a reduced rate for a 2 year, and you get an even further reduced rate for a 3 year. Book your training date. Like Beck said, we are working 3 months in advance at the moment due to the demand of the devices. But we can get you your training date booked in, no problem. And then arrange the delivery of your machine and set up, and then that's your 6-figure starting point and enjoy your new hassle-free subscription business experience. I feel like that is what it's going to be. We are market leaders in the industry. Like, this whole subscription model is not what it's not been done before. Okay, we are at the forefront of this, and for the benefit of our customers, for me anyway, I just feel like it's a win-win situation, leveraging that subscription to increase your profit in that way. I'm a little read through questions. But I'll pick up the questions at the end because they're all making me laugh. Don't keep watching, take action. Like I mentioned earlier, we do have an offer at the moment. So anyone who has joined us on this webinar today and that wants to take action, we have an exclusive train now, pay later option, which means that you guys can pay your deposit, and delay your payments for 2 months. So it gives you the opportunity to get off the ground, get some money behind you, and just really get started with the subscription without that worry of next month there's going to be a payment come out. I'll let Bex explain a little bit more, because Bex, you deal with this
on a daily basis. No, I feel like we have done this offer once before, okay, not with the Medsculpt. It was done on the 102, and it was such a massive success. And obviously I had the conversation with Chantal when we talked about doing this webinar, and I feel that not only does it help people hit their 10 grand a month very, very quickly, it gives that security. Because I think there was a lady on one of the questions right at the very beginning, it might have been Charlotte actually, that said right at the very beginning that you have been sat on it a while, and it's that conscious and that worry of, oh my God, £425 a month is a lot of money going out. And people just think about what their outgoings are right now. So if you're currently maybe breaking even and you're only getting an extra £400 or £500, that may, a lot of people's less than that a month, disposable income is what as people call it. They will think, oh my God, I'm not gonna have enough money to feed myself. Where actually
You do. And now you are given that chance of that 8 weeks, maybe a little bit more than that, to really push your business forward, get people booked in for the next 3 or 4 months within your business. And, you know, you haven't got that worry of the first few months, which in every business, people have that worry. Everybody has that anxiety. And we are that confident as a company to be able to do that, because we know within those first 2 months, if people do what we tell them to do with the business in the box, in the marketing and that support, because don't get me wrong, some people worry about marketing. Some people are not strong on social media. I'm not very strong on social media. It's really not my forte. But you know what? I know with the guidance that we give, I would still be able to do that, even with no knowledge really around it, because of the steps are very step by step, and it shows you how to do things. And then suddenly you'll start seeing those wins and those people engaging. And once you get that engagement, that's it, you're off. You're now having your own before and after pictures. You're now having your own success stories. You've now got that much confidence with your machine that you even can't believe these results, because as much as you see the results for yourself, you still don't believe it until you do it. So many of our stockers are like, I actually can't believe how amazing they are. And then that whole positive attitude, all that it's just like a snowball effect. So just being able to give you that 2 months leeway, and I can promise you, literally, we've only ever done this, guys, once before. So it's not something that's going to come up very often. But we want to be able to help and support you guys utilizing this time of the year now. This time of year is so important. It's summer. So, you know, it's really, really important that this is what you're doing. Okay. So having that opportunity to be able to strive your business and move forward with utilizing the different types of treatments that you're going to be doing, body and face, everybody is feeling it now. Everybody has gained so much weight and feeling uncomfortable, wanting to get the bikinis back on, spa days, weddings, all that type of stuff. This is where it's just going absolutely crazy busy. So yeah, it's having that, it's giving you that flexibility, guys, now to be able to not worry about that first or second initial payment. You'll be able to just carry on and just move your business forward as quickly as possible, because that's what we want. I think the quickest 10 grand a month, I think, was about 7 weeks, first 6 or 7 weeks. So hopefully one of you guys will be able to beat that. You never know. I'd like to find out and get the stories out straight away, though, guys.
You could be one of the people that we're speaking about in a few months. Just going through, let me just see. Just Charlotte, who you mentioned, who said at the beginning, she said she's booked a call with you tomorrow. And then she said, Bex, can you call me and put a number?
No, Bex, can you call me now? Do it now.
Links into the chat in a moment. I'm just going to try and pull them up from my computer. So we have 2 options for you to take action when it says to register today. So you can, if you still have questions at the end, we are going to go through some Q&As now. But if at the end of that, you think, oh, I've still got questions, I still want to feel like I want to speak to someone and, walk through what's going to happen and how it's going to go, that's absolutely fine. We have an option for a form that you can fill out that will allow you to schedule a call with Becky and who will answer any questions that you have at all. Or if you've, got to the end of this webinar and think, what, this is exactly what I want to do. I thought it was, but you guys have just confirmed it for me. You've answered all of my questions. Have nothing else to know now other than what subscription I want and what machine I want. Then you can go straight to fill out your Smart Start form. Okay, so it doesn't mean that you're applying for finance right now or anything like that. It just means that Smart Start will have you on the list, okay? And we had over 200 sign-ups for this webinar. So, and it is going to be for them as well. So it's a first come, first served. So basically whoever fills the Smart Start form out first it'll just automatically go into the list for trading. Like Becky said, we're months ahead now for trading and machine delivery. So if you leave it another however long, it's going to push that date back. So if you think, yes, I am ready to take action today, that is what I want to do, then you want to be filling out the Smart Start form as opposed to the schedule a call with Becky call. I hope that makes sense. So you've got 2 options of how you can take action today. We go through to. So let's answer some questions while I pop these links into the chat so that you guys can have them. Let me just have a look, make sure I know what I'm doing. Okay, so the attendees, there we go. Right, so this link that I'm posting now is a Smart Start form. So this is the form if you want to take action right now. You want to put at the top of that list so that you can schedule your training date. You know, someone from Smart Start will give you a ring. They'll go through the payment options. They'll find out what subscription is best for you, and we can get the ball rolling. And you're basically reserving your spot, doing it that way. Or if you still feel like you've answered the questions, you still want to speak to someone, that's absolutely fine as well. Here is the form in the chat for you to register with us, Brazilian Booty Lift. And once you've filled out that form, you'll get an email straight away, which will give you a diary link to Rebecca's diary. You can schedule a call and she will go through any further questions or things that you kind of want to discuss. So does anyone have any questions? I'm going to go back through the chat. I know there was a lot as we went through that I couldn't kind of keep up with. So we're going to select a few. Hopefully we'll might get to, I don't think we'll be able to answer everyone's questions on tonight's call, which we've already gone over quite a bit. So I appreciate everyone still being here with us. Let's have a look at some questions.
If it's easier, guys, as well, if you've got my number and you've communicated with me already and you just want to WhatsApp me anything, it's easy to WhatsApp as well. Like if you want to, it's not an issue. Like even if tonight and you're in bed and you've got all these questions going on in your head and you forget, me and Shan do this all the time. Like we come up with things and then not write it down and then forget. So if you just want to put it in a chat, send it me. It's fine. I will pick it up. So you can just send me whatever.
Right, okay, let's have a look. Do you always require a deposit? So briefly touched upon that. We don't always require a deposit. We have finance options for people who do have deposits or don't have deposits. A lot of the time it will depend on your credit score and how you are financially. You know, we have, and we're not even just that, just even if you are eligible, you know, the government funding options don't require a deposit. But you do have to hit certain points to be able to be eligible to go ahead with that. And it does take a long time. So just bear that in mind. You know, your subscriptions, we can get you set up on a subscription within a couple of days, get you registered for your training, get you registered for your device. It's very, very streamlined. Whereas with the government funding, it does take a long time. I mean, we have customers that get that done within 4 to 6 weeks. We have some customers that takes 4 to 6 months, even longer we've had, haven't we? You know, back and forth. So just to bear that in mind, you know, when do you want to get started? How soon do you want to get started? Would it be a better option to put a payment plan together for the subscription deposit? Would you get there sooner than you would with the government? Could you apply for the government and also have the subscription in the background? Yes. So regardless whether you have a deposit or not, we've always got options to help you.
Just so you know, guys, there will always be a deposit when it comes to the subscription, though. So we would never, I know obviously we're doing offers now for Train Now Pay Later. They will always obviously have that upfront cost. The deposit then would obviously, if you needed to go and get your own loan or go through the government loan, just so you know that. Just didn't know if that was clear enough then.
Yeah, sorry, it's quite a lot, isn't it?
Yeah. So people can just get confused with the different payment options. And the biggest thing I will say with the government start-out loans will loan you up to £25,000, okay? And that is for people that currently work within the beauty industry. So if you've not come from the beauty background or you've not got any qualifications in beauty and you're not level 3 qualified, you obviously there's a high chance you wouldn't obviously be accepted for the startup loans. But if you are I know there's a couple of questions in here talking about the full amount of the machine. That's not a problem. You can obviously go and get yourself a personal loan, or we can support you with sort of business finance as well, if that is an option and you didn't want to go down the subscription route and you wanted to own the machine. But I think, like Chantel mentioned it previously, it is just down to preference, and we've bought this option out because we've listened to our audience and we've listened to our stockists and what they have wanted from us as a business, and this is something that has obviously come up regarding the support. And again, it's the finance side of things and being able to get a loan with people that have got bad credit and stuff like that. So it's definitely for people that, and helping people on that side of things.
Question, how much, sorry, where am I? Do I need a level 3 anatomy and physiology? So you do need a level 3 anatomy and physiology. So if you're already beauty trained and you have your beauty qualifications, then no further training other than obviously your 1 or 2 days training with us on the device. If you are coming from outside of the industry, that is something that you need to bear in mind. We do have pathways into the industry and access courses that, regardless of what industry you come from, we can get you to the point where you have the qualifications to be able to use our devices, but it just takes that a little bit longer, and there is additional charges for those additional costs as well. Fingers crossed this wouldn't happen, but I'm currently starting my business and don't have much of a client base. If I didn't build up my clientele in those 2 months and couldn't afford to pay the subscription, could I cancel, or are you tied in? Okay, so if you committed to a year's subscription, you would be committed to that year's subscription. But if you're looking at comparing that to finance, taking out a loan over 5 to 6 years, it's obviously a lot lower risk for that. And what we would always say, Eliza, I hope you know right? What we would always say is, don't rush into it. Know that you're going to do it. So which is actually working out great for a lot of people that we do have this delay at the moment. So say, for example, Eliza, if you thought, right, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to go ahead. Let me pay my deposit. You've then got 2 or 3 months to start building up your client base. You know when you're going to be training, your training date schedule, that's not going to change. And you can start all your social media work. You can go through, you get access to our online platforms, you get access to all of your marketing material. You can start to put them feelers out. You can start to take bookings. We have stockists that take bookings months before they're even trained with us. The customers don't always know that. They've not trained, but they don't need to know that. They just need to know that from this date, you will offer this treatment, and here's, you can start to pay your deposits, you can start to pay payments in full. So it's, like I said, it's about being smart with it and looking at options rather than, getting your machine and then going, oh, sugars, actually, I don't have a client base. It's going to take me a bit of time to let people know I'm doing this. It's going to take a bit of time for people to, acknowledge that this is a treatment that I'm offering. You can start doing that already. And even if we didn't have the delay on training and the getting your machine, that's still an option. Just give yourself that little bit of leeway, pay your deposit, know when you're going to train, whether that be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months after, and you utilize that time between then, so you don't ever find yourself in that situation.
We are that confident, guys, as well, that once you paid your upfront cost, you'll then become an official stockist. So that's when you go onto our website and you're able to promote your training and things like that. But refer people to our Instagram for our before and after pictures. If you are currently working within the industry right now, or you have your friends and family have been knowing that you've wanted to get into the beauty industry for a while, show them the results, tell them that this is what you're going to be doing, and say to people, is this something that you would go for as a treatment? Because that is then going to give you that confidence. We had a lady recently at one of our shows where she wasn't coming to the show for a machine. She was obviously coming from other things, and we'd had a conversation. She literally caught our stand and was like, oh my god, this is amazing, what is it? And I just said to her, what's your number? Here are some before and after pictures. She has a salon in Scotland, and I said, here's some before and after pictures, and go away and speak to your client. do a little bit of a reel on your own, on your Instagram about potentially having some sort of a non-surgical treatment, cellulite treatment, stretch mark treatment, skin tightening treatment, bingo wings, back fat. Put it out to people, ask them if it's something that they would want to do, and see the response. If you are not confident and that's what is stopping you from changing your life and making the next step, then do that, because we have that much confidence to know that what's going to come back. And then you can then think, oh my God, I need to train now. You can start taking deposit, like Shan said before. A lot of our customers go on pay later, Klarna. There's loads of different, I think PayPal are doing it now, where you get paid up front and your customer can pay monthly for that treatment. So you're a win-win situation there. So that again is another thing that you can have in the pipeline in your business, because you're getting paid out, but that customer doesn't have to have that lump sum. So that the way that people think they're not going to be able to afford it, they haven't got that cost of living, it's going up, where actually now they can pay monthly for that. So yeah.
Just reading, Jade has said, hey, I was thinking about training with you guys a few months ago, but I was waiting to start my level 3. I'm finishing my level 3 beauty therapies in October. So after that, would definitely be contacting Rebecca again. Would love to get started. You girls are great. Thanks. And thanks for all the information and inspiration. Fab. What I would say, Jade, is looking at that, if BBL is something that you want to do, what are you missing out on between now and October? Because our access courses are only £499 for you to get your anatomy qualification to then come on to the BBL training. So look at it as a picture, you've got the whole of summer coming up. How much money could you generate in that time waiting to get your beauty level 3 qualification? Just thought I'd throw that out there for you. Lisa, I'm not sure if you answered my question. I went away from my computer. What can I call you tomorrow? Lisa, if you want to call, schedule a call with Rebecca. She is ridiculously busy all of the time, but I've put the link in the messages. So you can see I've put the option to register for SmartStart if you just want to go ahead with the subscription and find out more on the prices and how it's going to work. And if you do have more questions that you feel like you need answering after this webinar, then you can click to schedule a call with Rebecca. It's a little form. Fill out the form and you'll get an email then with Becky's diary link to book that in. May know Chantel Glam Studio in Surrey, and people have inquired and there is already interest in BBL, so definitely want to go ahead. Yeah, see, that's what you need to do. You just need to put that, let people know that this is what you're going to be doing. Ask for the feedback, post some before and after pictures and say, this is what I'm looking at introducing to the salon or the clinic. What's everyone's thoughts? I've done my training, wanted to know if I can do the 2 months hold off until I have to pay. Yep, Larissa, if you fill out the SmartStart form today, you would automatically go onto the list. Someone will contact you. We can get your subscription started, and you wouldn't pay anything until 2 months after you've received your machine. So even with the delays in the training and the machine at the moment, you're not going to pay anything until 2 months after you have physically had your machine in your hand and you're out there earning money and making money. You're welcome. I feel like we've answered quite a few. I think we would be here all night if we tried to answer all of these. Let's have a look. I haven't got much clients on Instagram. Do you recommend getting a website? Websites they're a great source of information. I think type of treatment that people do want to understand what they are coming to have done. I think websites are great, but I also think, getting started, Instagram, Facebook, all of these social platforms that are still currently free for us to use and market are just as important as a website. I think a website is beneficial, but I wouldn't say it's a necessity to get you started and off the ground.
We also have I don't know if you have the link for it actually, Shan, for the our YouTube videos for our stockists. So I think, can you just put it into Google, mate, and will it come up? And just for people to watch of people's stories. I don't know if you're able to put it in the chat, But obviously some of the girls that I spoke about tonight, but they've also got some great ideas regarding how they first went to market, because that's one of the questions when I do lives with our customers. I think a lot of them are on our Instagram as well under our lives, but they talk about what they did when they first set up the business, and this is everything that you guys want to know now anyway, and they've done it themselves. So maybe just when you get, I know we've obviously taken quite a lot of time up tonight with you guys, but you know, if you want to obviously have a look at the YouTube videos as well of people's journeys, they will give you loads of hints and tips on how they've got to where they've got to now.
Yeah, perfect, guys. Right, we're going to wrap this up because we've definitely gone over schedule, and I'm sure you have lots more things.
We're nearly 2 hours in, Jesus. God, we can talk.
We have so much information. But yeah, if we have missed any questions and you do feel like you want to speak to Rebecca one-to-one, then absolutely, the link is in the chat. You might have to scroll up to get, I mean, I don't think everyone sees all of them, so you might not be bombarded by everyone's messages, but both links are in there. If you want to go ahead and make sure that you secure, you know, the train now, pay later option, you have to have that form filled in by at least next Monday. Okay, this offer is valid for the next week, and just bear in mind that it's first come, first served. So the sooner you fill it out, the sooner you go to the top of that pile. If you then go ahead and you're happy with the subscription prices and the subscription that you've chosen, then you will keep that position. But there's no, it's like Rebecca said, we're not heavy sales, you know, we're not going to be pushy, but we're not like that at all. You know, if you fill the form out, you speak to Smart Start or you speak to Rebecca at BBL, and for some reason you say, actually, this is really not for me right now, we completely get that, and there's no obligation whatsoever. But just so you do know that if you do want to go ahead, you have the next week to get that sorted. So guys, thank you so much for your time.